Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, when you're ready.
This is planning committee meeting on Tuesday, the 19th May at 7:30 PM. Do you have any apologies for absence?
We do. We have two. We have one from Councillor Sam Sperry, who is away on holiday, and from Councillor Nick Chichester Miles, who is away on business.
Happy with that?
Yep.
Thank you. Do we have any declarations of interest anyone wants to raise now? No.
Sorry, I'm very
Minutes of the planning committee, please. We are on reduced packs, aren't we now to?
Yes, if that's
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
A watch.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do go away quite a bit of time.
On this property.
Any chairman's report or urgent items?
No, not either.
And any questions from the public?
No, none have been received.
Less objection we'll deal with as they arrive.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. We haven't received any specifically to us, but I've picked
But
up
from
the
the
objections.
planning.
Yeah,
Okay,
online.
so we'll look at applications ending the 24th of the 4th, the 1st and the 8th of the 5th, 2026. I think that gets us to page 10. And we start with 5/2026/0631, which is 28 Roxton Way.
Okay, the proposer is looking to add a two-storey side and partial rear extension along with the demolition of the garage, which is located in the rear garden to facilitate the works. Proposed extension at ground floor extends almost all the way to the boundary of number 30 Roxton Way, except for a small 220mm brick wall between the extension and the boundary. The extension is stepped in by 700mm at first floor, and number 30 has a walkway between the boundary and their property, therefore reducing any possible impact on them from the proposal. The first floor rear projecting element extends 3.5 metres rearwards and 2 metres sideways, therefore appears to create no impact on number 26, as the extension is a good distance away from them. Positioning of the properties in the street appear to take a slightly staggered positioning, with number 30's front building line slightly further back, therefore this further reduces any impact from the rear extension. It's proposed to pave the front drive to provide 2 off-street parking spaces, not conservation area and no tree work. Consider no objections, subject to no loss of amenity to the neighbouring properties, and policy ESD 2 of the neighbourhood plan and policy 70 of the district plan refers. 72, sorry, of the district plan refers.
Any objections since you wrote that?
Not for
Not
that
on
one,
that one.
no.
Is everyone happy with that recommendation from Helen?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. The 5/2026/0730 will not be discussed this evening, so we go to 5/2026/0633, which is Brackendale Grove.
This application is a resubmission following refusal of a similar proposal with amendments to address the LPA's concerns and reasons for refusal. The changes from the refused scheme are: the garage is to remain in the existing location and be converted into a utility shower room with a forward extension added to create a new garage, extending the existing ground floor forward projection to enlarge the living room, and to create a study and 2-storey extension over the footprint of the ground floor front extension to enlarge 2 existing bedrooms. These changes fundamentally remove the 2-storey element to the side and remove the ground floor forward bulk, which changed the style and character of the street scene, which was the main concern of the LPA. Properties in the street scene take a staggered building line with side garages connecting each property to the next. Whilst there has been development to other properties in the vicinity, those works have been focused to the rear. There does not appear to be any other forward projecting extensions, maybe due to the possible impact that these can create on the neighbouring properties. Despite the changes, it's still possible that there could be a detrimental impact on number 8 Brackendale Grove from the proposed first floor forward projecting extensions, exacerbated by the staggered positioning in the street of the properties. With the replacement garage and the parking provision is adequate. There are no tree works and not conservation area. And at the point of me doing the agenda, I said no objections subject to the LPA's reasons for refusal being addressed, no detrimental impact on number 8 Brackendale Grove, and then the relevant policies. However, there is an objection online, which has come from number 10 of Brackendale Grove. And I've selected the sort of salient points to share with the committee. I'm writing to object to the revised application for the extensions proposed at 6 Brackendale Grove. I live 2 doors away and know this close very well. One of the things that makes Brackendale Grove work is its balance. The houses sit comfortably apart, the front lines are consistent, and there's a sense of openness as you enter the road. Nothing on this part of the close feels oversized or dominant, and that consistency is a big part of the character of the area. The combination of the 2-storey front extension together with the side extension would make the property feel substantially larger and visually heavier than the surrounding homes. The front extension is the part that concerns me most. The houses along this stretch broadly follow the same building line, which helps give the road a balanced appearance. There's also the issue of spacing. The gaps between the houses are part of what stops the road from feeling cramped or overbuilt. This proposal would significantly reduce that sense of openness and creates a much denser feel between the properties. The revised plans now feel more visually dominant than the early proposal, not less. I also think there was a wider concern here. If this kind of forward and side expansion becomes accepted on the close, it risks gradually changing the overall feel and the character of the road altogether.
The thing is that in a way, this is already happening in houses similar to this in the Alderby estate.
Quite a lot around there.
Quite a lot round there. And I just, if she was next door, maybe, but
I think can you just tell me, if I look at the refused floor plan, that one, which one's the front of the house?
So the front is the piece at the lowest down.
Okay.
So it's essentially what they're adding on is this forward projection.
But they've not got as the current plan, have they? To see exactly how much it's coming out.
So you can see here on the existing and then the proposed to the right. So
Oh,
see
yes,
kind of
that
the
dotted
grey
line, yeah.
hashes. Yeah, sort of kind of
Yeah.
gives an indication.
so by law, it hasn't gone in front of number 4.
No.
No. But ultimately, it hasn't gone in front of number 4, but it is projecting much further forward, which ultimately, potentially could have an impact on both number 4 and also number 8, because you've got that 45-degree visibility.
Number 8,
They
they
haven't
have gone
com-
back quite far.
They
Yeah,
haven't complained. Number 10 has.
yeah, yeah. So it's whether or not you feel what I've said is sufficient, which is ultimately as long as the reasons for refusal have been addressed. Or if you feel that you'd like to.
What about if we say no, we don't have any objection to development of the site? Rather than no objection to the kind of the current plans, subject to the LPA's reasons being addressed.
So we can say in principle to
Yeah.
development, yeah.
How does anyone feel about that?
I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, they're not impeding on number 4. Number 4 or number 8 have not complained. It's just number 10. And yes, it'd be lovely if everything stayed the same, but it won't.
No, it's not conservation either. But do you not think that that then covers it, Vicky, in terms of what?
Well, I don't have a problem
No
with
objection in principle, subject to the local planning authority's
Yeah.
reasons for refusal being addressed.
Yeah,
Like they've shrunk it enough for it to not over. Yeah.
I mean, that's my feeling, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you.
Because when you look at this, from the refused elevations to the proposed, there is quite a significant reduction
In bulk, definitely.
in bulk.
Yeah.
It certainly looks to me like they've attempted to address the
Yeah,
LPA's objections. What they've ended up there doesn't look anything like as out of character to me as the refused one.
yeah.
It's just the front's moved forward.
The front
it hasn't
has
changed
moved
the shape, has it?
forward, which I suppose damages the nice sort of progression of houses like that, but it doesn't seem to do any damage to number 4's amenity.
And you've still got a lot of space of, garden space in front of the house.
It hasn't eliminated all the frontage. I mean, clearly, if in any way you came up to a line with number 4 or something.
Does the hang on, where that's number 6. Which way does it go? That one.
So number
10 is on the left
So
side.
10 is much further along.
Yeah, no. But I can't remember. But the one that side, is it going to block any of their windows? And is that an issue?
That was number 4, you mean?
Yeah. Because number 10 is the far left one. Number
Yeah,
four.
so as we're looking at it here,
Yeah,
the first property with the sort of silver car is number 8, number 6
Yes.
obviously is our.
And it's number 6, then number 4.
Yeah, number 4 would have more concerns if it.
Are we blocking their light at all?
It will be a little bit because it kind of comes up to that probably across one of the windows.
Yeah, because they are,
That's covered though, isn't it, in no detrimental impact. Although we've said number 8.
Yeah,
we need
because
to
I
say
think
number 4 as well.
because I think it was number 8 last time.
Yeah.
Because of, yeah, so I can
We'll
certainly
say number
add
4 as
yeah.
well then.
Yeah, I think that's where the most.
Basically not blocking the light. You don't want it to come so far forward that it blocks the light going into,
Side
Yeah.
windows on the house.
yeah, which they do have.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
That's they might be quite happy because they get a bit more privacy.
Well, that's up to them, yeah.
yeah, that I
If they
genuinely.
wrote a support.
Neither of them have said anything, but generally it's about light, isn't it, rather than.
Yeah.
Okay, so is everyone happy with adding number 4 to that and saying in principle, we've got no objections subject to the
Yeah.
changes?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. So 5/2026/0646 will not be discussed this evening. So we move to 5/2026/0641, which is 26 Berwick.
Okay, the property sits on a large plot at the end of the road with the gardens and properties at Maple Cottages, West Common to the left-hand side. Proposal is looking to extend over the right-hand side cat slide roof to add a first floor with a pitched roof over to match the existing property's other roof design. The extension will allow the expansion of an existing bedroom, add another bedroom with ensuite and enable use of current eave storage to become a dressing room. There is a good gap to the neighbouring property at number 24 Berwick, which has a flat roof double garage to the side between their property and the application site, therefore reducing any impact. The changes appear to be in keeping with the area and other properties in the street sim. There is ample parking provision in garaging and on the frontage. No tree works and not conservation area considered an objection.
Everyone happy with that?
Agree.
Yeah. Thank you. So 5/2026/0559 will not be discussed this evening. So we move 5/2026/0575, which is 37 Southdown Road.
Okay, the property is characterful with similarly sized properties either side of differing styles and design. Proposal is looking to extend the front and rear at ground and first floor level to varying degrees. At the front, it's proposed to fill in the open porch and extend the existing living room and bedroom to create larger open plan living accommodation and reconfigure an existing bedroom into a dressing room and ensuite. To the rear, it's proposed at ground floor to add a full width extension to create further open plan living accommodation, along with 2 separate first floor extensions to expand 2 existing bedrooms. The side extension over the existing garage footprint is also proposed to create an additional bedroom and bathroom. The first floor changes will create 1 additional bedroom, 4 in total across the property, 2 en-suites and a dressing room. Centrally positioned oak framed front porch is also part of the proposal. The design takes on a Tudor style with white rendering and timber framing at the upper levels, which appears to be in keeping with the surroundings. The garage is lost, but there is ample parking on the frontage. No tree works, but the property is in the Harpenden conservation area. And I've so considered an objection, subject to compliance with policy 85 of the district plan.
And you've had no comments on that one?
No.
Everyone up?
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
The extension to the, that's existing proposed. Oh, see, no, I've misunderstood the plan. No, I think that.
You happy?
Yeah.
Everyone else happy?
Yeah.
Nice change.
Lovely. So 5/2026/0639 and 0597 are not for this committee this evening. So now we head to 5/2026/0622, which is the land at the rear of the fire station.
Turn the page. This application is the 3rd application which has been submitted for this triangular shaped plot to the rear of the existing fire station in Leighton Road. There are no proposed changes to the operations of the fire station. The 2 previous applications were for the erection of 2 4-bedroom detached dwellings. The first was refused due to insufficient information on existing trees, ecology, surface water flooding, drainage, and the operation of the fire station in relation to traffic management. The second was refused due to the development harming the character and appearance of the conservation area through tree loss, inadequate space for replacement planting, and likely future tree works, while also failing to provide sufficient ecological information. The appeal for this application was dismissed for the same reasons. This new proposal is for a single floor, 4-bedroomed detached dwelling with a detached double garage. The entrance still utilises the existing access road between the fire station and the Grade 2 listed building at number 27 Leighton Road. The proposed dwelling appears to be of a modern design and doesn't seem to favour any of the characteristics of the street scene or local buildings in this part of the conservation area, but is located to the rear of the modern designed fire station building. The supporting documents with the application detail how it addresses the reasons for refusal by reducing the scale of the development and retaining both existing trees and hedging. It eliminates the primary source of harm identified in the earlier decision and appeal, namely the loss of mature trees and the resulting adverse impact on the character and appearance of the conservation area. The layout now provides generous amenity space, avoiding any overshadowing and future pressure. An agricultural survey has been included with the application, along with details in the planning statement that no existing trees are to be lost and 9 new trees are to be planted, along with 172 metres of new hedging. An ecology statement has been provided, which details that there will be an uplift of 12.73% in habitat units and 139.12% in hedgerow units, which far exceeds the statutory 10% requirement. Detailed flood risk assessment has been included, which details how surface water will be managed, including the use of permeable subbases and soakaway features. Details have also been provided on how the site will deal with situations where surface water runoff enters the site from the adjacent parkland. And at the point of doing the agenda, I said consider no objections, subject to the previous reasons refusal being fully addressed. There are some objections online for this one. One of them, which is probably the most valid in terms of kind of determining it, is that there's an objection from the Environment Agency. Saying we object to the proposed development because the applicant has not supplied adequate information to demonstrate that the proposed development will not pose an unacceptable risk to controlled waters. Without additional evidence showing that the proposed development presents no risk to groundwater quality, but unable to support the proposal. We require a preliminary risk assessment prepared in accordance with the Environment Agency's Land Contamination Risk Management Guidance.
Flooding was an issue before.
Yeah.
The main thing they haven't complied with that.
Well, I think they have, but it's just that they haven't detailed how there's this kind of lack of or the means of not contaminating the surface water in the area. So they focus very much on the flood risk assessment, which I think details general flooding, how they're going to mitigate the general flooding, but not actually this land contamination risk.
Which is, isn't it very valid there? Because you've got the overflow from is it the top of Rothampstead?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. It's in front of the old White House, isn't it? And everything.
Yes, exactly.
So there's the objection also online from residents, local residents as well. So there's one which is from actually 2 or 3 from Cooper's Mews, which are the points which are a little further along. So just kind of picking out the salient points from their objections is clearly is part of the conservation area and surely set in the greenbelt environment of Rothamsted Park. The ecology aspects related to this remain important to this area, given the mature trees and associated wildlife. Access both inside of the existing fire station site and outside onto the adjoining road junction, which also serves as a feeder junction to the 1081 St Albans to Luton Main Road, is extremely congested. Not only the fire station vehicles, but also Heart Social Care Service, NHS Blood Service, Ambulance Service, and numerous authorised site parking spaces. As adjoining residents, we are very concerned about the impact on the privacy of the 3 properties, all within 8 metres of the site boundary, which will be affected primarily from the perspective of their privacy. The land,
Isn't it 2 properties now though?
no, so they're talking about the 3 properties at Cooper's Mews.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
I can understand where they're
Yeah.
referring, I think, to the 3 that are close.
Right.
It says the land is high that side of the wall and the garden, the proposed development would look down into the windows of these properties. We're also aware that in terms of heavy storms, a surplus of water has been known to build up and on occasions run down from Rothamsted Park along the boundary from the fire station to.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
another resident from Cooper's Mews, the proposal will destroy the environment at the rear of the house and can be overlooked from my premises, which is highly undesirable. Secondly, the traffic on Leighton Road at the exit from the fire station is frequently excessive, already causing undesirable delays, and this will add to the problem. Thirdly, the corner of Leighton Road by the fire station floods badly in wet weather, causing traffic disruptions and danger, and this proposal will add to that problem. The application should be refused. Yeah, and then ultimately, again, from another resident from Cooper's Mews, pretty much echoing those same concerns.
Okay.
I think the flooding is a real issue.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's always been.
It's not just the flooding, it's the fact it's got sewage in it too.
Well, that's right.
Well, no, that's been addressed.
Oh, has it?
Yes, because I think what it was that it was found that there was a problem further up
Yes.
onto the Rothamsted estate, and that has been dealt with now.
So now it's just floodwater when there's
It's
that
just-
massive puddle there.
Yeah.
But it's-
So the Environment Agency, what did they say? It wasn't just floodwater, it was something to do with the floodwater.
No, they don't mention, no,
Groundwater quality. That's what-
yeah, they don't mention anything.
Okay. So how do we want to change this consideration?
I think
So, I mean, we can probably, what did we say last?
I mean, they're down to one property, so we're kind of saying no development, aren't we?
Yeah.
So there's one house there at the moment.
Too impossible to.
There's one house there at the moment.
No, no, there's no housing behind at the moment.
There's nothing, it's just.
Oh, right, I'm looking, sorry, refused plan and then,
That's
yeah.
the new one.
So, I mean, it's very difficult to gauge that if ultimately they presented this land contamination risk assessment detail, report, whether or not that would satisfy the Environment Agency's concerns. But it's whether or not we feel that the concerns from Cooper's Mews in terms of the amenity on them and also the potential sort of kind of traffic impact. Interestingly, Herts Highways had no objection
Oh,
to it.
well, in that case, we can't well, the district can't refuse it on traffic grounds in that case.
no.
What about on flooding
And
though?
the Herts Highways object.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
they
mean,
did, they didn't.
The traffic's not always bad there, it's just something like the M1 goes down, and it's
Yeah.
just bad everywhere, isn't it?
Well, I understand that concern. You talked about the access of not that many cars in and out of there adding to the problem. Unless you're people coming in and out all the time, which clearly won't be.
And if it was so bad, you wouldn't have a fire station there.
That's the fire station access is far.
Yeah.
Or if it said this is a risk to the, the access of the fire engines, then clearly that's a
That's
non-starter.
absolutely.
So I think the biggest question here is the Environment Agency
Yeah.
one, which I imagine would be taken pretty seriously by the LPA, I would have thought.
Oh, yes.
I would have thought that would be something, they're not likely to want to approve something if the Environment Agency says there's a real concern. I'd be
So,
a bit surprised.
At the moment, it's not part of Rothamsted though.
No,
It's just a spare bit of land.
it's an area of green space
Yeah.
that's, it's an area of green space which is actually owned by the fire station.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we saying no? There's two things for me. There's definitely the Environment
Yeah.
Agency issue, but are we saying we don't believe there should be a property there at all? Or are we saying actually, subject to addressing all the issues that have been raised, we are fine for there to be some development?
Is the drainage going to be dug up? Just wondering, because it's only one road in and there's no existing drainage. So they're gonna have to dig up the roads, aren't they?
I don't know, it's not, they don't have to provide those details for planning purposes.
Because I think we either say we don't believe there should be a property there, or we don't object to there being a development, but it needs to address the Environment Agency issues.
Is it going to go through, Fiona probably can answer this, is it going to go through eventually And we just want to put on,
Subject to them addressing the issue.
Well, I don't know. The Environment Agency will need to be satisfied.
Yeah.
So I don't know how serious their objection is. What I mean is whether there's any chance of it being overcome.
Yeah, yeah.
I
If,
don't know.
if the environmental objection is overcome, then looking at the reasons for refusal last time, nothing there that says they don't believe that any property should never go on the
Yeah.
site. So I'd be tempted at this stage to, well, I mean, probably refuse until the Environment Agency's objections are
Because
addressed.
there is,
If they can't address them, then they can't.
Yeah.
yeah,
there is the possibility, you see, that the applicant will see this objection online
And
and will
provide it.
hastily put in something that can form part of this application, the consultation stage, and then,
Well, that's to be right, so we're then only refusing it on the basis that that information isn't yet there.
Yeah.
We haven't said
Yeah,
we're,
that's
we're not recommending refusal if
yeah.
that information is subsequently
So do you want
provided.
to say, in principle, we're fine for a property to be there, but only if,
All the environment concerns are met.
Yeah.
Environment
Yes,
concerns are
I
met.
could work with that, yes.
okay, so we're in agreement with that?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
that?
do you want to mention something about the overcoming of the loss of amenity to the Cooper's Mews
Oh, I
development?
think,
Because in theory,
Where is Cooper's Mews on that map?
so Cooper's
What's the
Mews
top?
is no,
Down the right.
Wait, isn't it?
so Cooper's Mews.
see, it's,
Really, I might
No.
not have it actually.
no, it's going the other way, you see.
Right, so Cooper's Mews, I
It's
think
along
you
by
can
the,
probably see here, yeah.
Cooper's Mews, I've got it on my map.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's annoyingly, it's not on here. It's,
Oh, it's further than the other way.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of in this location here. This is the.
Where's the fire
station?
fire station entrance there?
Yeah, so this is the fire station entrance here. That's the fire station. That's 27
So
Leighton
it's,
Road.
it's,
So I think it's here. I think that's the start of it there.
right, okay.
But obviously this is the refused one, so the property's positioned slightly differently.
I think it's more in line with the fire station. So further south, okay. I think it's worth mentioning it to them.
Cooper's Mews access isn't actually affected though. I don't think, 'cause they just go straight.
Their access.
Yeah, no, it's their amenity. They're concerned about the overlooking, but I think that can be addressed
Yeah.
by just removing those dormer windows on the side.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to say, in principle, we're fine, but we need to meet the EA concerns
Yeah.
and reference to no loss of amenities.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Is
that's.
everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Okay, so next we move on to 5/2026/0672, which is 49 Top Street Way, I hope. Yeah.
Okay, this is the fourth application this committee has considered for this site, all of which follow a similar design, bulk and positioning on the plot. The last application was refused for the reasons set out in the history above, and this new proposal is presented purely to address the reasons for refusal of the last application, being the removal of clear glazed windows above ground floor level to house B, to remove the potential for actual overlooking into 6 Fairmead Avenue. All other elements of the last application remain the same. I've said consider no objection, subject to the previous reasons for refusal being fully addressed.
Everyone happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy with that, ladies?
Yeah, I think we were just saying the front looks exactly the same, but I think it's overlooking at the back, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's just the glazing, I think, the removal of clear glazed windows.
Okay.
Yep.
So we now go to 5/2026/0647, which is 2 and 4 Barnfield Road.
Okay, this application is a resubmission following withdrawal of a similarly described scheme due to objections over the loss of amenity to a side window to number 33 Piggotts Hill Lane being received. The proposal site is currently part of the rear gardens of numbers 2 and 4 Barnfield Road, but the site is accessed from Piggotts Hill Lane and next to number 30 Piggotts Hill Lane. Planning permission was granted in 1990 for a detached chalet bungalow in the garden of number 2 Barnfield Road, but was not constructed. The new property that is proposed in this application presents as a smaller, less dominant dwelling in the street scene. It has reduced from 4 to 3 bedrooms, with accommodation still on 2 levels, reducing to 1.5 towards number 33 Piggotts Hill Lane. Parking for 3 cars, including an integral garage and garden space. The ridge height has reduced from approximately 8.8 metres to 7.6, which is lower than the height of the properties further up the road, which are approximately 9.3 metres high, but is 1 metre higher than number 33 and 33 Piggotts Hill Lane. The 33 and 35 Piggotts Hill Lane, which are dormer bungalows and directly to the site. The road slopes upwards towards number 33, therefore the difference in height is reduced by the incline. An amply sized garden for the dwelling size is proposed, with ample sized gardens retained for numbers 2 and 4 Barnfield Road. The footprint is increasing in depth from the withdrawn application, but is reducing at the sides, with the 45-degree visibility zone shown as not being obstructed for number 33 at the front and rear. Piggotts Hill Lane and Barnfield Road are made up of a selection of size and style properties. This proposal uses facing brickwork, plain roof tiles and whitening PVC windows, all of which are used on surrounding properties. Directly behind the dwelling is a garage block and access drive for Gorse Corner, a block of masonettes. There are no overlooking windows to the sides to cause impact to the neighbouring properties. Screening is to be retained along the frontage by means of a conifer hedge. Biodiversity survey has been carried out and concludes that 0.67 BNG credits will be required to satisfy the requirement of an uplift of 10% units on the site. Not conservation area, and I've said consider no objection, subject to no loss of metres number 33 Piggotts Hill Lane, policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan, and 69 and 70 of the district plan affairs. There are objections online. So they come from property in Piggotts Hill Lane. It doesn't actually state the number. My only concern is the access of the new property. Currently turning out of Barnfield Road a few metres down is a hazardous endeavour due to the angle of the road, where you're not able to see down Piggotts Hill Lane from that side. Generally, cars drive too fast up it, so your reaction time is minimal. As the visual obstruction of the trees, which make it difficult to see school children commuting to and from school, I hope the plans will take into consideration this visibility, and planning will consider how to slow drivers at this point. And then they sort of mention about where the traders are going to park, etc., etc. And then there is actually an objection from the direct neighbour at number 33. I wish to object to the revised application on the grounds that despite amendments from the previously withdrawn scheme, significant concerns remain regarding highway safety, drainage feasibility, residential amenity and the overall constrained nature of the proposed development. Whilst I acknowledge that the revised proposal seeks to address some of the concerns raised in relation to the earlier application, do not consider the submitted information adequately demonstrates that the development can be accommodated on the site without resulting in material planning impacts. Proposal seeks to retain the substantial existing hedge and boundary vegetation to the frontage. However, this vegetation already appears significantly overgrown and encroaches towards the footway and highway edge. Proposal simultaneously relies upon retention of this hedge for screening and characterful purposes, whilst also asserting acceptable visibility for highway safety purposes. In practice, these objectives appear difficult to reconcile without substantial vegetation reduction. The driveway arrangement also appears constrained and may require vehicles to reverse and manoeuvre with restricted forward visibility onto a busy 30 miles per hour road. This concern is compounded by the regular presence of parked vehicles on Piggotts Hill Lane. Do not conclude the application has adequately demonstrated that an appropriate surface water drainage strategy can be accommodated within the site. Submitted documents make only broad reference to permeable surfacing and sustainable drainage measures, but no detailed drainage strategy, infiltration testing, groundwater assessments, or SUDS layout appears to be provided. The design and access statement states that the proposal complies with the 45-degree guideline and acceptable daylight relationships to neighbouring properties. However, no formal VRE, daylight sunlight assessment or verified sectional analysis appears to have been submitted in support of these conclusions. So then sort of kind of moving on to say, whilst the current proposal has been amended, I do not consider sufficient technical information has been provided to demonstrate that the revised relationship fully overcomes these concerns, particularly given the constrained nature of the site and the level of changes across the plot.
Okay, and highways haven't said anything about
No.
the access on Barnfield Road?
They're happy with it.
Okay.
We can't really object then.
On that aspect, yeah.
You can't really object because there's houses all the way along there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, yeah, I mean, kind of like complaining, saying that vehicle in the access is constrained and that people might have to reverse out. Well, I think you might find that actually they're doing that already.
Yeah, it's quite dangerous.
Yeah,
out there, especially, yeah.
So that doesn't really work.
You can't guess what the future maintenance of a hedge is going to be
No.
as well. So it's.
They'll have
So do we think we need to change anything that Heather has said, which is no objection, subject to no loss of immunity to
Yeah.
33?
I think that's
Are we
fine.
fine with that?
I think
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah.
Right.
Great, thank you very much. Good reading skills there. Right, so applications week ending the 1st of May, we are on 5/2026 0675 0702 0653 0656 0709 will not be discussed this evening, so we move to 5/2026 0707, which is 23 Top Street Way.
Okay, the property sits on a good sized plot with a large frontage with ample parking. Properties in this stretch of the street scene are all different in style with no uniformity to the building line. Praise is looking to add a two-storey extension to the front, which will mirror the opposite side with a reduction in the existing centralised front dormer window. First floor extension to the rear is also proposed over. Sorry, so I thought I'd gone wrong. The first floor extension to the rear is also proposed over an element of the existing rear ground floor projection, along with a reduction in the rear dormer window. These extensions will enable expansion to the existing drawing room at ground floor level and a reconfiguration of the bedroom stroke bathrooms and the addition of a study at the first floor. There's no increase in bedrooms, which is 3. Due to the positioning of the property in relation to number 29 Top Street Way, the proposal will not cause any impact on them. Not conservation area and no tree work. And at the point of me doing the agenda, I said consider no objection. However, there is an objection online for number 29 Top Street Way, which I think is a
Next door neighbour.
Actually, no, it is the next door neighbour. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's a bit weird.
So I think that the plots are,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So footprint, we believe this property has already used maximum footprint by previous extensions by previous owners. Cladding, we cannot understand, given the issues regarding cladding, why anyone would want to clad their property. Flush rendering would seem a better option to give a more modern look. No first floor windows on the right-hand front facing side of extension should be higher than our number 29 garage roof. Well, there are no windows on that side. There should be no windows on the back facing left-hand side overlooking outside of our property, i.e. it should be a solid wall, which I believe is the case. We think the design looks out of character at this end of Top Street Way.
Streetway has every single style under the sun.
Yes,
That is actually quite hidden as well.
Yeah,
Bush-
it's hidden.
Yeah,
Top Street Way is a big mixture.
hodgepodge.
It's very it's out of character, but I mean, it is to the one next to it, but then, you know,
Next one along.
it's not to everybody's taste, but
I'm very sympathetic with the fact I actually preferred the design of the current one
Yes.
to the new,
Yes.
but that's not a basis.
No,
To object,
Oh,
no, it's-
to object, no, the current would be far more to my taste than the cladded one, but it's also reasonably well hidden from the street, isn't it, as well?
It is, yes,
It's set back.
And the gardens look very mature as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
big tree.
Okay, does anyone disagree with Heather's positioning? No? Everyone happy?
Yeah, so
Nice.
I can tell something down because you don't like it.
So we will now move on to 5/2026 0667, which is 134 Top Street Way.
Okay, proposal looking to create accommodation for roof space to add a further bedroom and an ensuite. To enable these works, the roof form is changing from hip to gable end with a rear door window across the width and front roof lights. The road has a selection of roof styles, therefore this proposal will not be out of keeping. Property will have 4 bedrooms in total. The garage is also to be converted into a store. There are 2 off-street parking spaces on the frontage, not conservation area and no tree work. Consider no objection.
My only question is, are there any, it's a semi, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Are there any other semis that are different on each side?
They're all totally different.
They are, so it's not like I know that the pairs might be different, but are they in a
There's,
pair? Are they-
yeah, I think
Okay.
there's all sorts of different
Fine.
styles, configurations and
It's sort of anything goes down that street.
Yeah, I just wondered if, because we've had issues before where pairs looked, two bungalows looked very
Balance.
different, wasn't
Yeah.
it, that balance, so. Okay, no objection, everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
It's 5/2026/0658. Will not be discussed this evening, so now we're on to 5/2026/0775, which is 11 Holcroft Road.
way. The road is set on a hill, number 9 Holcroft Road, set on higher ground and on a slight bend in the road away from the application property. The number 13 set on lower ground and attached to the application property. Proposal at ground floor is to add a rear extension to part of the rear to create open plan living accommodation. The extension extends a short distance further than the neighbour's rear building line, but has a flat roof, so reduces any impact on them. The first floor is proposed to extend over the existing side, single-storey playroom element. This will create 2 bedrooms and enable reconfiguration of the existing first floor rooms. Only 1 extra bedroom is added to total 4. In addition to being set on high ground, angled away from the application property, there is also a single garage between, further reducing impact on number 9. There are 2 off-street parking spaces, no tree works are proposed and not conservation area. Also consider no objection, subject to no loss of amenity to the neighbouring properties, policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan and 72 of the district plan affairs.
Double the size of it, or triple almost, isn't it?
How do you feel about that? And any objections?
No.
Everyone happy?
It's more balanced with the extra windows, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's out of kilter with the other side, but
Well, it is, yeah.
I've always wanted them to have one window at the front of these houses, but it must
It's
be
unusual, isn't it? I think it's quite dark, yeah.
it's against the roof.
Oh,
I
a
mean,
tiny little one on the bottom left, but it's
Yeah.
tiny.
there seemed to be better use of
Probably built when there was window tax.
Maybe that's.
No, they're all 1930s, I think.
Right. Are they happy to move on?
Yeah.
So 5/2026/0759, which is 34 St James's Road.
Yeah.
Okay, this application is a resubmission following refusal of a similarly described application earlier this year for the replacement of the existing flat roof, excuse me, with a pitched roof with skylights to the rear ground floor element. On the first floor, the addition of an extension partially over the existing ground floor element to extend an existing bedroom. The extension is positioned in the centre of the property, therefore does not cause any impact on the neighbouring properties. The previous application was refused on the basis of the materials and form of the first floor extension being out of keeping with the host dwelling. This new application has been modified to incorporate a pitched roof to the rear extension and to use render cladding in line with council recommendations and to be more in keeping with the existing house. No tree works and not conservation area. Can I say consider no objection subject to previous reasons for refusal being addressed?
Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
So we now move to 5/2026/0698, which will not be discussed this evening. And then finally, we are on to 5/2026/0755, which is 9 Byron Road.
Okay, the property is the left-hand side of a pair of semi-detached properties with deep gabled roofs with front room windows. Proposers looking to at ground floor to convert the garage into habitable accommodation. At first floor to marginally extend the front door window to enable the reconfiguration of the first floor accommodation. Also proposed is a 2-storey extension across the rear to extend the kitchen and dining area into open plan accommodation at ground floor, in addition of a bedroom following reconfiguration of the first floor rooms. Plans show that the 45-degree visibility zone for both neighbouring properties is not impacted. There are 2 off-street parking spaces on the frontage, no tree works, but the property is in the conservation area, but the design and materials appear to be in keeping with the host dwelling and surrounding area. And I'll say consider no objection. Policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan for policy 72 and 85 of the district plan effects.
No objections?
No objections.
Everyone happy with that sort of?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Match.
It looks like it's filling in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for planning applications. Have some other information for
Yes,
us?
so just moving on to the appeals. So I think we've got three. One of them is the appeal determination, which is for 14 Moorland Road, but we didn't actually comment on this one.
Okay.
It's a one that didn't fulfill our criteria. The next one is to notify us that they've gone to appeal, so 18 Manland Way, which, if I can sort of recap your memories, is this little small little bungalow or sort of kind of S building, which, so this one gained planning permission for a 3-bedroom house in the street, which was that. They then came back with a fresh application, which was for basically 1-bedroom property, which is here. And that's what's been refused and gone to appeal. So we had no objection. So this will be quite an interesting one to sort of keep
So
our
they
eyes.
said that they could have a 3-bedroom house, which they didn't build.
Yeah,
And now they're not allowed a 1-bedroom bungalow.
appears not.
Especially when this town is short of bungalows.
Yes,
Or the whole country's short of bungalows, I think.
Yeah, so ultimately the reason why it was refused is that it says the proposed development is out of keeping with the pattern and grain of the locality, results in a cramped and contrived form of development that would appear incongruous.
So they'd rather they had a house, maybe.
Yeah, I think when you
Because
sort of,
it wouldn't fit
so
in.
when you look
When you
at
look
the
at
house,
street
It does look odd.
Yeah. I think there's more space
Yeah.
around it, you see, so whereas if you look at the bungalow, it does fill the plot quite a bit. So it's an interesting one, shall we say.
Okay.
Then the other one is for number 44A, Swansea Avenue, which was
Yeah.
this house. Where they were wanting to change it substantially. They've gone to appeal because that's obviously been reviewed.
I can't
We
remember.
had no objection.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a very odd road. It's on, they've got so many different styles down it.
Which one's that? Sorry?
It's this one
Yeah.
here.
So, oh, Swansea Avenue, yeah.
I mean, it looks better than your design.
It's a sort of,
So that's what it is now.
that's what it is now. So this is what it looks like to the rear. And then this is what they're come.
And that actually looks more in keeping with the streets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does, doesn't it?
It looks like it matches the properties either side more.
Yeah, it
You
does.
just about sort of vaguely make them out that it's similar sort of kind of scale and height and
But they didn't
dimensions.
like it for some
No.
reason.
Oh, because is it that much higher? Is that why? But then everything around it's high, so.
Yeah, it's
And it's so
Right.
overgrown in that road that.
So we'll find out. We will eventually get a
Notification.
notification to let
Curious
us know.
what's happened to that. Do you remember that semi-detached house with the tree in it?
Yes, so that has gone to appeal, hasn't it? And we'll wait for the outcome of that.
Didn't have a problem with it.
No, was this what the one on Park
Yeah.
Hill, isn't it? Yeah.
Very,
That's all that I
very
shared
damaged.
with you.
Any tree orders you want to bring to our attention?
No.
And we've done the decisions and any conservation tree work.
And a half.
No, nothing really.
For the next meeting, we've got Tuesday, the 9th of June in the diary.
So John, you said that you weren't able to attend.
and same here, I'll be away.
Oh.
So if I can possibly ask if it's possible for people to find thank you, Jill.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not fair.
Well, how many do we need? Because
We need 4.
how many people do we need? Who can't make it?
I can't make it.
Oh, my goodness.
I need
So
to.
Sam has promised me that he will be.
So Sam will be here. Let me just
Yeah.
double check mine. 9. That's in my diary.
You'll be here because
I'll be here.
the civic service around then.
2 days before, yeah.
Oh, was it? It's the 7th, isn't it?
It's the 7th.
9th, yeah.
The 9th, you will, so you're away on the 9th, you're away on the 9th. Is everyone going anywhere really nice?
Orkney.
Croatia.
Oh, lovely.
She beats me.
Turkey.
Oh,
No.
Well,
Lovely.
we'll be in Harpenden.
Might be sunny Harpenden.
Might be sunny on, it's gonna be sunny
Could
on
be,
Friday. Okay, so we do need another,
I want to ask Milan if he can do it.
okay.
Ask him if he can do it.
Alistair, do you think you'll be here, Jane?
Undecided yet. I need to check our diaries.
So someone needs to, can we put a note out asking for 2?
Well, I was just going to text Jill Haynes and see, because that'd be, how many do we need? How many we
Just
got?
put it on the main group and let's just see if we can
On the
ask
main
for 2
group one.
people, yeah. Because there's at least 3 here that won't be able to make
Nick
it.
might
You're
be
asking
able,
on.
if, if Nick's able to attend, then
Yeah.
that's
Sam's
great.
here.
Especially if what I might do is I'll email Nick and sort of slightly draw it to his attention early.
Yeah.
So we may be struggling. If you're able to make it in person, I'd be really grateful.
That would be good.
And Sam should be here.
Sam's
So that'll be-
probably will
Sam said
be.
he will.
So there may be 3 of us, but we do, if we can get a couple more just to be sure,
Fine, and I'll
in
ask-
case there's any last minute issues.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Are we done?
We are done. So bear me a second. Let me just stop sharing.
Completely done.
I can't find, oh, I think I found the route. Is it LDTC admin?
Yes.